Is this paper not freaking awesome? Here's how I made this notebook from scratch. So this notebook is made with the paper that I burnished in another video, and the burnished paper was a really good idea because it's going to be used as the cover and is pretty exposed during, just regular use. I wanted something that was a little bit more protected. There was a lot of measuring that went into this build because the design uses a different spine material and corner protector material, and some of my cuts weren't super accurate, but luckily it all turned out pretty well. One thing that was a little bit more difficult was getting the corners placed properly, and so in the final build, if you look closely, you can actually see that two corners are a little bit bigger than the other two, and you can't really notice it too well, but I notice it because I built it. With all the different pieces of the cover, this was really difficult to get aligned and measured properly, so I had to do a lot of measuring and remeasuring and aligning, and some things didn't end up perfectly, but ultimately it came together really nicely, and I'm pretty happy with the finished product. And these end papers, although they don't necessarily go with the color scheme of the inside, I actually like it. And we could have gone with something a little bit simpler than another marbled paper on the inside, but honestly, when you have marbled papers that are this cool, I'm not sure why you would choose anything else. And here it is out of the IKEA press. This was a pretty fun build, actually. It was pretty difficult because the technique of doing the corners is a little bit new for me. So traditionally, you're supposed to put the paper overlapping the other cover materials, but I don't like that. It just feels like I want to use the stronger material to overlap. So that's what I did here. So don't tell Daz or 4Keys on me. Now I will say the inside papers that we used don't necessarily match, but they still look really cool. And this is what the client wanted, so this is what I went with. And although it doesn't necessarily match, I do think it does give it kind of a nice calming effect where this is so wild and intense that now you get something just a little bit more tame, at least by fancy marbled paper standards. And of course, 3 bookmarks that match the color scheme. And this one uses version 2 of my dot grid, which has the midpoint indicators, so you can easily divide the page, and it's got a nice margin around it. So it just looks really nice and professional, I think. And I got my custom label on this. It's time to get this shipped out. Thanks for watching. Subscribe for more.